and there'll be no room for error. This will be the most intense mission I've ever done in my entire life. We're off to the Airbus helicopters factory. The machine has just entered the production line, so we'll get to see it. And I hope to give you a tour of where the machine starts off, the chassis, all the way to the final product. Let's do it. Okay, so we've got two announcements for you. We are going to fly to the North Pole and North Pole South Pole. So I'm announcing today I'm purchasing with Airbus our H125 to join on the trip. It's a quantum leap for safety.
Alright, didn't make it real.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get it done. This is JP Thor right there. Super excited. Super excited. Let's do it. The hard hat and the hard shoes, but they're just fashionable. I like them. I should ask to keep this.
Go.
Let's go. My 130 came down this line. It would have looked identical to this right here. But right now they're in the final electrical and mechanical test. So we found our squirrel, the 125 that we're getting. It's on the assembly line right now. Now the main difference between this and the 130 is the open tail rotor, which is different to the Fenestron, which is the fan and fin. This allows the machine to be very nimble. If you see my video with Willie, you know that the design of a helicopter can change the handling quite drastically. If my H130 is an Eagle, this H125 is a Falcon. This is the first time the lights are turned on this helicopter. So when we fly ours around the world, if you check out the back here, we're going to remove the rear seats. And in the place of the rear seats, we're going to have roughly a 500 litre fuel tank that will go against the back wall there. That will give us the extra ferry range needed to fly the long distances. The 125 will have a 5% range budget that we're going to exploit by adding our camera. And the reason why it can fly 5% faster or get 5% more range if we fly at the same speed is because the chassis is narrower. So the 130, much larger, just guessing here, but probably smaller by about 40 to 60 centimeters. As a result, it has less profile drag, so it can fly faster. Okay, so we just finished up the tour of the delivery line. It's about halfway through. There's still a few more months ahead of it's being delivered, shipped to Australia, and in Australia we apply the paint, the interior, and all the config necessary to fly around the world. Fascinating to see how Airbus build these helicopters, the level of quality control, and the use of modern technology to ensure that these machines come off the line exactly how they should, and every part and process is tightly controlled. Now we need to find the right person to fly the H125 around the world. Fortunately, I think I have someone in mind. All right, how you going, Becca? What did you get up to today? You were doing a couple of loops to the Grand Canyon, were you?
It was pretty glorious.
Becca Searle is an adventurous pilot, falconer, and a black belt, which is exactly the mindset we want on this trip.
Right, yep, so yeah, I'm all set. I'd actually extend if for some reason we need to.
Beck's a good candidate, so I reached out to her. You know, haven't met her yet in person, don't know how she flies. On paper, she looks good. She plans well. She knows the aviation first principles, which are important. I'm feeling more and more confident that perhaps Beck is the correct pilot choice for certain sectors. But there's just one problem. It's crucial we test Beck out in a diverse environment with tough terrain, cold winds, and a big water crossing. To do this, we have to head to New Zealand. It's a 3,000 kilometre water crossing in a single engine helicopter, and that's quite daunting. Flying that we'll be doing are really going to put us and the machines to the limits. So our mental fortitude is already going to be weakened. Like, we can't have any mistakes, and there'll be no room for error. This will be the most intense mission I've ever done in my entire life. Right, so we're here at Sydney Airport, being transferred to the helicopter. Today we're going to attempt a 3-day journey to New Zealand. Right, so we're here at Sydney Airport, just doing the final checks of the machine. We are shortly about to launch for 4 hours to Lord Howe on our way to New Zealand. The biggest risk is because we're taking extra gear, we've had to remove the back seats. Each of the back seats are 15 kilos. So by removing 4 of the back seats, we've saved 60 kilos. That means we can fly further, faster, and use us forward, which is really important for the crossing. Tomorrow, we'll do Lord Howe to Norfolk, which is 5 hours. And then on Thursday, we'll do Norfolk to Auckland, which will be 6 hours of flying. So in total, almost 3,000 kilometers over a very deep ocean. But I'm super comfortable with the machine and it's ready. As you can see from the weather, we're pretty clear. We do have 10 knots of headwind, so we're gonna burn 10% more fuel today. But I'm pretty confident we've got everything sorted. See you in New Zealand. All right. Well, you watch, Mummy will show you how to track Daddy on Flight Radar. You keep an eye on Daddy for the next 4 hours, okay? And then I'll call you in Lord Howe. Okay, love you lots. Good. Bye-bye.